Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliel in this incarnation, and I am here today to talk about the energies of this next week from today, January 26th to February 3rd. So, we are starting a new month, and the most important events this week are happening in our Aquarius area of our natal chart and in the area Pisces. There we have the majority of important events. So, I am going to start in order as always. The new moon in Aquarius, of course, it is very active. We've been feeling this since a week ago. And this is starting a process in that area in the next 6 months. This is not about the day of the new moon or even this week. So, tomorrow, Mercury enters Aquarius. It is moving out from Capricorn. So here, Mercury, it is feeling very, very comfortable. This is about looking for conversations that are out of the traditional topics. This is about investigating things, this capacity of having a vision of the future, of things that could help us in the present moment and that could also contribute in the future. We could be more receptive to creative ideas and solutions along the way, more receptive to synchronicities. Also, it is an energy of debating, of connecting with social causes, with communities, and it is not about connecting with people that are we are all the same. We could be very, very different, but there is something that we have in common. So. On January 28, this is very important. Venus in Pisces is starting its shadow, its pre-retrograde shadow. This means this goes from January 28 until March 2nd, which is the day that Venus in Pisces starts, Venus in Aries, sorry, by that moment, starts its retrogradation. So this period, it is the one in which Venus goes through the mathematical degrees that later it is going to review in the retrogradation. So all the things that are happening in terms of relationships, in terms of resources, in those areas of our natal chart, which are Pisces and the first degrees of Aries, the last degrees of Pisces and first degrees of Aries, they are going to be reevaluated. So on January 29th, we have the new moon in Aquarius that is given in the degree 9 with 51 minutes or degree 10. I already did a video talking about this, but this same day, Mercury in Aquarius makes a conjunction with Pluto. This happens in the degree 1 with 55 minutes. So if you have planets there, you are going to feel the impact of this conjunction. And on the collective level, this could be linked with news. Things are coming to light, are exposed. Perhaps this is linked with that perhaps we don't, perhaps no, I think that we don't really have control about that, and how we are not able to regulate artificial intelligences or news about the distorted uses that humans could give to those artificial intelligences. Also could things linked with the space and UFO sightings could emerge since the entrance of Pluto in Aquarius. This thing of the UFO have been having more visibility in the official levels with quotation marks. From my perspective, I always had a certainty about this, but well, could be news linked with that. Also, distortions in terms of groups of power could emerge. And in the personal level, well, this is totally associated with the new moon in Aquarius. This is about understanding that we need to make something very different in that area, and that we have to open ourselves to a new idea or a new way of doing things, or that we need to communicate something that perhaps is disruptive for other people, but we need to keep ourselves in our authenticity, communicating from that space. And conjunctions between Mercury and Pluto, many times they are like, well, I have to assume my personal power to do this. They could create certain resistances. And also, this could be linked with realizing, as a mental process, realizing that there are certain environments, certain groups, certain friendships that I can no longer hold on because they aren't resonating with our authenticity, or perhaps certain dynamics can no longer continue, and we need to transform that. We need to make a change, and that implies, to have a conversation in which it is very important. Conversations between in transits with Mercury and Pluto. Well, it is important to observe how we are, processing the data, because many times the quality of Pluto could activate very deep fibers, and dynamics of manipulation could emerge. So it is important to stay present and to open ourselves to the disagreement or to different ideas. Okay, on January 30th, Uranus becomes direct in the degree 23 of Taurus. This is something that we have been feeling since the last week too. We will continue to feel Uranus this week. And well, in that area, in the Taurus area, there is something that we perhaps have been creating certain comfort, certain stability with sorry, with quotation marks, but we no longer feel that that is a fertile space. So with Uranus becoming direct, this is about changing something, letting go of, making a process of detachment in order to create a space. So it is a movement of creating a radical change. The energy of Taurus many times has this tendency to reject the radical changes, but Uranus has been there since 2019. So that area, it is like it got used to this energy and these activations. So I think that we will be able to process this in a better way. Okay, on the same day, sorry. This same day, January 30th, the Sun in Aquarius perfects its trine with Jupiter in Gemini. That on February 4th, it becomes direct. So we are going to feel a lot of Jupiter this week in Gemini. This happens on the degree, I said already, in the degree 11. So this is part of the new moon too. This transit could be connecting with the idea, connecting with the options, understanding which is the path that we need to assume, meeting the right person to generate that project. And the fact, that Jupiter is becoming direct. When Jupiter is retrograde, all the expansion, it is more a process of reevaluating our beliefs, reevaluating our horizons, which things have truly sense in our experience. But everything, it is like an internal movement. When Jupiter becomes direct, we unfold that energy on the outside. We start to create expansion on the outside. So this is a very nice transit to implement that ideas. The only thing, this is not an aspect of discomfort because it is a trine, everything is flowing in here, but the only discomfort many times could be linked with Jupiter in Gemini, about many options and having to choose one. It is all about that. Okay, on February 1st, Venus, it is going to make a conjunction with Neptune in Pisces in the degree 27 with 59 minutes if you have planets there. And this is going to be very important. We are going to feel this days before, because the North Node is also participating. Venus is going to perfect the conjunction with the North Node 2 days after, February 3rd. But in mathematical degrees, this is all happening at the same time. And this is going to be the first of three contacts that Venus is going to make with Neptune, with the North Node, with Saturn. I already did a video talking about this because of the retrogradation. Okay, we all have an opportunity here in the area Pisces of our natal chart. We all have an opportunity. How that opportunity will be manifested, it is going to depend. So I'm going to try to talk about the polarities that this aspect could have, because contacts with the North Node are always about doing something different, moving into something new. And well, because everything is given in Pisces right now, conjunctions between Venus and Neptune in Pisces could be linked with wanting to connect with unconditional love, sharing our love with others, this sensitivity, the magic, this permeability to connect with other planes and to use that for creativity. It could be a very, very nice aspect. But also Neptune, many times it is like this fog where we don't see very clear because we need to listen to our intuition. And every contact with the North Node, it is also in a position with the South Node. So patterns of the South Node are going to be activated. This means that, for example, for people that have the tendency to codependency, emotional codependencies, to lose themselves in other people, to want to rescue other people, or to want to be rescued from their realities. Here, the opportunity could be, knowing a person or having an opportunity of generating resources and truly, not losing themselves in that opportunity, and to choose themselves to actually cultivate that of what they really want to manifest in their lives. For other people, this could be linked with, I want to do the correct thing. This could be linked with losing the fear of making mistakes, of losing their mental rigidities, and actually following the intuition. I really feel that this is the way that I have to go right now. And that could create also a little crisis of sense. But it is a very, very evolutionary opportunity. But let's remember that this is something that we are going to reevaluate later. Okay, let's continue. On January 3rd, Mercury in Aquarius perfects its trine with Jupiter stationary in Gemini. That is about to become direct the day after. So, well, we are reinforcing here all that it is emerging from the new moon, from the contact with the Sun and Jupiter. Maybe here we are communicating, we are developing the process, we are starting to choose, we are implementing the idea. It is more about that. Okay, the last transit, this is part of the next week, well, January 3rd, but I'm going to mention this because we are going to feel it the days before. And Mars retrograde in Cancer, it is creating a square with Chiron in Aries. Well, the retrogradation of Mars in Cancer perhaps hasn't been that comfortable, especially for cardinal signs, because, well, there is this sense of stagnancy, there is this activation of discomfortable things inside, the need of redirecting our aggressiveness, to use it as an impulse to move forward and to not express that as violence. Well, all of these things are learnings of Mars retrograde. And well, Mars at the end of February, it is becoming direct. But, well, the square with Chiron Aries could be a transit that is not comfortable because Cancer is a sign very, very linked with vulnerability. And Chiron, it is about those wounds that we have the opportunity to integrate every time that we have a contact in another level. So this could show situations that are activating a lot that vulnerability, that are activating a lot all the topics linked with the family. And, this is about being very present, because there could be a tendency to be much reactive with other people, and this is about taking a breath and moving to other situation in order to process our emotions, so we can not project what we are feeling, or not taking personal the projections of others. So okay, I am going to end this video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.